below a certain threshold, that triggers a recommendation to get a booster.
I'm going to explain how booster shots and green passports cannot exist in the same world. What do vaccines do? They give the immune system something to look at, which looks a lot like the virus. So you try to make the target as close to the real thing to mimic it as best as possible. And what is the booster for? Why would you do that? There are completely legitimate reasons why you would do that. By that I mean give a boost of the vaccine. First, you will produce a stronger immune response. As when the immune system sees the challenge again, the target again, it gets angry and responds. It responds by multiplying and creating a lot of antibodies. And you also go through a process of affinity maturation and various optimizations of the system so it responds more accurately to the challenge. So you not only have more antibodies, each one of them is more effective. So that is the purpose of a booster shot. Totally legitimate. No problem with that whatsoever. What is a green passport? A green passport indicates that you have received the official vaccine within the given time frame. This is a human definition. Someone vaccinated you. Someone stuck this thing in your arm. Someone manufactured the vaccine. Someone registered it. Someone decided it's good enough. Right. So this is all man-made. If the vaccine is good, you're likely to have developed an immunity against this normal virus. But, biology is biology, it's not math. There are exceptions. And when it comes to vaccines, it is quite well known that at least 5% of the population is not going to develop an actual immunity. So let's say 10% of the people don't develop an immune response. Old people, immunocompromised, unlucky people, I don't know. So out of the people that got a vaccine and have a green passport, only 90 out of 100 people with a green passport, 90 are blue and 10 are red. That's just how vaccines work. I mean, I'm not saying anything here revolutionary. Even if the vaccine is really good. So you have 100 people who have green passports, but only 90 people who are safe. Okay? So a green passport and being immune is not the same thing. Am I saying that the vaccines are bad because of this? No. I'm just saying that having a neutralizing antibody response against the virus and having a green passport based on getting the vaccine are not the same thing. You can develop immunity either through getting the vaccine or the old-fashioned way by getting infected. In both cases, you develop neutralizing antibodies. Now, a person with neutralizing antibodies is this: safe. This person has the proper immune response against the challenge, the virus. Whether the person got it from a vaccine, from an infection, or from God himself doesn't really matter. This person deserves a green passport. But not really if it didn't get vaccinated, because the green passport indicates that you were vaccinated, not that you have immunity. It's not an immunity passport, it's a vaccine passport. It's actually a completely bureaucratic device. It doesn't measure your actual response to the virus. It doesn't tell you anything. So, there are problems with a green passport. If you got vaccinated, there is a chance, and an increasing chance with time, as the talk about the boost actually tells us. So that's why the boost and the green passports are so contradictory. That if you talk about a boost after half a year, and we know that we assume that at least a certain proportion of the vaccinated never developed immunity, or now we can conclude or deduce that there really is no guarantee that a person with a green passport is immune. So having a green passport doesn't mean that you're safe. Not to yourself, not to society. That's a big problem. And that the talk about the boost by itself exposes it. The second problem, which is unrelated, is that a lot of people who are supposedly red are in fact immune because they've already encountered the virus. So you can't say, hey, this guy has a green passport, so he's immune. You can't say that. And you also can't say, this guy never got vaccinated, therefore he's not immune. Doesn't take a genius to figure this one out, right? The green should not be granted based on whether you got a vaccine. Nature has a way of doing it for you, right? So give the green passport to people who have antibodies and renew the vaccine because the green fades.
That triggers a recommendation to get a booster.
Now the bigger problem is, why are you even giving a boost which is similar to the original when the virus has changed considerably since? The virus undergoes natural mutation process, which is diversity. We love diversity. But then the immune system comes, and that's called selective pressure. At some point nature says, no, not everything is good. This doesn't work. The viruses that are too similar to previous viruses can't spread very well because most people are immune against them. And new viruses, or variants, that are different in their shapes than the original virus, i.e. they change. When the virus changes, but the boost doesn't change, then you can increase the number of antibodies, but these are no longer optimized for the actual infection. We want to mimic the real thing as accurately as possible. When the real thing changes, it may actually be detrimental to the development of the proper immune response to present previous targets again. So that's why you update. And that's why trying to protect people with an outdated boost may actually not be as good as you think. Anything else?
Algo allí tuvo una buena predicción.
Gracias. If you liked this video or found it interesting, then you would hit the like button. If you subscribe to this channel, then I will have more than 3 subscribers. That's about it. Thank you very much. Have a great